I'm doing my speech on caffeine. Um, Caffeine is basically a drug. A lot of people don't realize that it's a drug. It's a central nervous system stimulant, and it takes 10 minutes to go into effect on your body. Um, it takes 10 minutes to go on effect and 45 minutes for you to notice the effects that it does to your body. Almost 90% of the world consumes caffeine in some way, shape, or form. Um, Basically, it's found in foods, drinks, and in prescription drugs. It's most commonly known in coffee, tea, soda, and chocolate. Um, what is caffeine exactly? It's basically, like I said, a stimulant for your central nervous system, and it's one of the most consumed drugs in the world. It's not illegal because of the fact that it really has no consequences. It would take probably over 140% or 140 cups of coffee for you to overdose on caffeine. Caffeine is a drug that occurs naturally in cocoa beans, koala beans, and tea leaves. The average amount of consumption of caffeine throughout the world is 200 milligrams. Caffeine, like I said before, can be found in soda, chocolate, sports drinks, and energy drinks. It is also found in prescription drugs such as Excedrin. And here are some side effects of caffeine. Caffeine can give you headaches if you become dependent off of it. It also can give you the jitters, and it can worsen any cases of anxiety or sleep deprivation, basically making you more anxious as your day goes on after having caffeine, and also as you try to go to sleep. If you had just had like a soda or tea, it can affect the way you sleep. It maybe damages the way you REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement. It's just not fun. I don't drink a lot of, I used to drink a lot of caffeine, and recently I've kind of laid off. And I've noticed that if I do have it before I go to bed, it does cause issues for me to go to sleep. It also can cause your blood pressure to go up for a short amount of time, along with your heart rate. And it can increase the acidity in your stomach at any point or time, or after you consume caffeine. And if you drink caffeine while you're pregnant, it can cause your baby's heart rate to go up, your metabolism to go up, and if you ingest too much while you're pregnant, it can either stunt the baby's growth, or it can cause a miscarriage. All of this is provided by healthline.org. That's where I found these symptoms. Of course, used in moderation, caffeine isn't always horrible for you. Here's a diagram of basically what all I just explained, and it shows different parts of the human body, and it gives the symptoms of caffeine. Like I said, it affects everyone differently. In a study recently done by Platforma SINC, caffeine is more effective on men than it is women. They saw an increase in performance measures, but men were found to be more the caffeine affected men more than it affected women. But weirdly enough, decaffeinated coffee affected women more than it affected men. Caffeine is a large part of a lot of people's lives, and it is important to understand what caffeine can do to your body. So this is why I'm presenting this to my students, or my peers, and my audience, so that way they understand that while it is okay to consume caffeine in moderation, it does affect your body in some way, shape, or form. In conclusion, like I just said, now you guys are well aware of how caffeine can affect your body, and it is important to know that almost everyone has had caffeine in some way, shape, or form. Almost 90% of the world, stated by Brown University, has consumed caffeine throughout their life. They just may not notice it because they don't realize that it's in other foods rather than soda and coffee. Caffeine, of course, isn't always found in food or in drinks. It's, like I just said, found in soda or in food or prescription drugs. And next time you consume caffeine, while in moderation, it's okay. You might want to be aware of what's going on with your body, because it can affect you if you do have a naturally high blood pressure, faster heart rate. There have been cases of people being injured because they've drank in sports drinks while already having a heart condition. So it's important to know your own body before you go ahead and drink a caffeinated drink. Thank you for listening to my presentation.